The microphone was yanked from her grasp, witnessed by millions. Then, the laughter echoed mockingly. Rude comments pierced the air, and pitying glances felt like sharp daggers, cast by an entire industry. It was meant to be the most joyous evening of her budding journey. A young woman of 19 from Tennessee, celebrating the achievement of her inaugural award. Yet, in a mere 3 seconds, the focus shifted from jubilation to a dramatic display. As the microphone was wrenched from her hands, her words silenced abruptly, and her heart sank beneath the hollow echoes of insincere applause. She remained unaware that this moment marked the onset of the most harrowing chapter of her existence. Talia Summers, a name that once resonated with a soft harmony, transformed into a mere joke echoed through countless online threads. They labeled her as insincere, a deceptive figure adorned in sparkle, a naive child dabbling in the complexities of grown-up affairs. What's truly terrifying, they accepted it as truth. Yet her return, that would transform into their greatest fear. She not only endured, but she ascended beyond their wildest dreams, all while staying true to herself. The evening of January 17, 2010, sparkled with potential within the walls of Nashville's Grand Ole Opry House. The Remarkable Music Awards, a vibrant blend of gospel and soul, radiated with excitement. Luxurious fabrics, sparkling accessories, and the relentless drive for success. Talia Summers lingered in the shadows, her hands steady and calm amidst the intensity of the scene unfolding before her. At 19, she appeared as a stunning figure in a cream silk gown, its neckline both modest and elegant, with her dark curls loosely pinned to beautifully frame her face. Her almond eyes, warm as amber, held a quiet intensity, and her skin, a rich caramel, radiated under the stage lights. Hailing from a quaint suburb of Memphis, she had spent her childhood harmonizing in church choirs, her voice a precious talent that embodied her family's aspirations. Her mother, a dedicated schoolteacher, and her father, a hard-working mechanic, poured their all into nurturing her talent, taking on extra shifts and second jobs to support her dreams. Her breakout hit, Speak of Me, a soulful ballad exploring themes of faith and longing, has earned her the award for Best Female Music Video. Talia ascended the stage, her heels firm, her smile gentle yet glowing. The audience erupted, a surge of affection that enveloped me like a warm embrace. She extended her hand toward the microphone, her fingertips gliding over the cool metal, poised to express her gratitude to her parents, her supporters, her faith. This signifies everything, she started, her voice resonant, akin to a bell at dawn. Then turmoil ensued. Kellen Ward, exuding confidence and a hint of danger, stormed through the curtain. At 25, he was a rapper whose skill clashed with his fiery temperament. Standing 6 feet tall, dreads pulled back, his gold chain glinting ominously in the light. His smash, No Chains, catapulted him to stardom, yet his rivalries ensured his notoriety. Before Talia could even react, he seized the mic from her grasp, his smile broad and daring. "Hey, Talia, I'm genuinely thrilled for you," he declared, his voice resonating throughout the auditorium. But Bianca Monroe created one of the greatest videos ever. The audience stood still, a collective breath caught in their throats, followed by a hush that weighed like lead. The cameras pivoted towards Talia, capturing the astonishment reflected in her eyes, the way her lips parted yet remained silent. Her hands lingered, void of purpose, in the space where the mic once rested. Kellen strode across the stage, chuckling, drawing energy from the palpable tension in the air. "Come on, everyone knows it's true," he exclaimed, casually tossing the mic back to her as if it were an afterthought. It escaped her grasp, tumbling to the ground with a sharp sound. The noise reverberated, a gunshot piercing the stillness. Talia remained poised, her expression a perfect blend of elegance amidst chaos. With a graceful bend, she reached for the mic, each movement intentional and poised. The audience held their breath in anticipation. But before a word could escape her lips, Bianca Monroe emerged, resplendent in emerald satin, her braids flowing gracefully behind her. At 30, Bianca was an icon, her voice a rich tempest, She grasped Talia's hand, her smile radiating warmth yet holding a sense of determination. "This is her moment," Bianca declared, her voice cutting through Kellen's confidence. "Allow her to take it." The audience burst into applause, celebrating Bianca's class and Talia's unwavering spirit. Kellen slipped away, nonchalantly shrugging, completely unfazed. Talia concluded her speech, brief and composed, expressing gratitude to her family and her beliefs. Yet the cameras focused on her quivering fingers and the glimmer in her eyes that conveyed more than mere happiness. As Talia descended from the stage, her cream gown shimmering in the muted backstage glow, she believed the ordeal was behind her. Yet the green room revealed itself as a treacherous den. Fellow nominees, the rising stars she had admired and shared smiles with during rehearsals, suddenly revealed their true nature, like wolves ready to pounce. A vocalist named Jade, whose ballad had been overshadowed by Talia's, leaned against a wall, her red lipstick twisting into a sneer. "Poor little Talia," she jeered, her voice ringing out for everyone to catch. "Did you really believe you could hold onto that award without putting up a struggle?" A producer's assistant, clipboard in hand, chuckled softly to a stylist, remarking that she's merely the punchline in Kellen's story now. Another nominee, a gospel duo known as the Harper Twins, scrolled through their phones, chuckling as they liked a meme featuring Talia's astonished expression, captioned, "Out of her league." Jade approached with purpose, her heels echoing with each step, and delicately tapped Talia's award with a perfectly polished nail. "Relish those fleeting moments, darling," she whispered with a sharp edge. "Tomorrow you will be a mere shadow." Talia remained motionless, the weight of her award pressing down on her like lead, her throat constricted. She remained silent, holding back tears, simply nodding, her eyes ablaze with a fierce intensity, a fire they would come to regret stoking. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere changed, journalists crowded, their inquiries incisive. "Talia, did you experience a sense of humiliation? Did Kellen have the correct insight about Bianca?" She responded gracefully, her voice flowing like a gentle stream. She expressed her gratitude for being present, skillfully avoiding the trap laid before her. Yet the story was already unfolding. By morning, the headlines blared, "Kellen Ward eclipses Talia Summers." The online world buzzed with activity. McGrab became a sensation, and Talia's shocked expression was memified across platforms. Some referred to Kellen as a jerk, while others chuckled at Talia, labeling her the fortunate girl who stumbled into fame by chance. One viral post stated, "She's not Bianca, just a child who happened to capture an adorable video." The remarks flooded in, filled with snake emojis, claims of being overrated, and questions like, "Who even is she?" Talia made her way back to the hotel, the weight of her award resting in her hands. She perched on the edge of the bed, clad in her gown, her gaze fixed on the sprawling Nashville skyline. Her phone vibrated, messages from her parents, her manager, her pastor. With elegance, her mother expressed, "Continue to radiate your light." Talia affirmed her thoughts with a subtle nod, her jaw clenched in determination. She refused to shed a tear. Not in this moment, not in this place. Yet, life continued unabated. Talk shows analyzed the moment, comedians ridiculed her startled expression, and radio hosts discussed whether she was worthy of the award. A gossip blog alleged that she had pilfered her hit from an anonymous creator, a falsehood that circulated rapidly. Weeks following the awards, Talia consented to a radio interview, aiming to reshape the conversation. The station, Hot Vibe FM, served as a vibrant cultural center, with its charismatic host, DJ Rico, captivating audiences with his charm. She came in a modest sweater, her curls cascading freely, hoping for a glimmer of hope. Instead, Rico devised a cunning trap. "So Talia," he drawled, leaning closer to the microphone. "Kellen remarks, 'You're an anomaly. Do you really need to return for that?'" Before she had the chance to respond, he played a clip of Kellen's laugh, repeating it like a challenge. Callers flooded in. One, a woman named Shay, scoffed, "She's merely a church girl who stumbled into fortune. Return home, Talia." Another, nameless, referred to her as Kellen's shadow, his tone laced with condescension. Rico flashed a grin, encouraging them further, as he read tweets in real time. Talia Summers has been cancelled. Haha. Talia remained poised, her hands neatly clasped, her tone serene as she finally began to speak. I'm here for the melody, not the clamor. However, Rico interrupted her with a laugh. Melody? Darling, you have quite the reputation for being frozen in time. The segment exploded in popularity, clips circulating with hashtags that branded Talia as a failure, each laugh cutting deeper than the last. Her Instagram comments became toxic. Return to the place of worship, deceiver. Kellen brought you into the spotlight, haha. She remained quiet, her updates straightforward. Images of sunsets, scripture passages, a subtle expression of gratitude for the affection. Her team encouraged her to respond assertively, to take control of the story. Yet Talia stood her ground. Words can't mend cruelty, she said to her manager, her tone steady yet laced with determination. Time will unfold. She immersed herself in her music, crafting melodies late into the night, her guitar a constant companion as she navigated the harsh realities of the industry. Sponsors lingered in uncertainty, murmuring concerns about unfavorable perceptions. A prominent festival has removed her from its lineup, citing scheduling conflicts as the reason. In 2013, Talia found herself striving to maintain her presence, receiving an invitation to a charity gala organized by Vibe Nation, a prominent music conglomerate. She made her entrance in a navy gown, subtle yet dignified, with aspirations of connecting with others. Instead, she existed as a specter. Once, executives in tailored suits and women adorned with diamond earrings had eagerly sought her out, but now they averted their gazes as she drew near. A label representative, Marcus Tate, leaned in and remarked to a colleague, "She's become a liability at the box office now." Kellen destroyed her reputation. At the dinner, she found her name card absent, causing her to stand uncomfortably as the tables filled up around her. A junior executive, buoyed by a glass of wine, chuckled, "Oh, Talia, didn't you receive the memo? You no longer are." Others chimed in, their laughter cutting through the air, phones subtly capturing her moment of isolation. Talia stood with poise, her jaw firmly set, and departed early, the sound of her heels resonating through the marble hall. The following day, a blog shared a hazy image. Talia Summers overlooked, future uncertain. Her sophomore album, Light in the Hollow, achieved modest sales but didn't quite capture the magic of her debut. In 2011, Talia hosted an intimate album signing at a Memphis record store, marking her first public appearance following the controversy. The queue was unassuming, filled with devoted supporters, primarily adolescents and church members holding on to Light in the Hollow. She beamed, meticulously signing each CD, her pen gracefully looping the words, "Stay Strong," beneath her name. However, a band of hecklers, college students sporting vibrant sneakers, interrupted the event, their phones raised, broadcasting live for attention. "Hey Talia," one called out, brandishing a pretend microphone, Kellen's asking for his stage back. Their laughter echoed, a chorus of derision, as they moved through the throng, renowned for their emptiness. A crumpled flyer landed on her table with a careless toss. "Mike Thief," inscribed in bold strokes of marker. A young admirer, perhaps around 14, attempted to stand up for her, but the jeers overwhelmed her, their barrage garnering thousands of views. Talia continued to sign, her hands unwavering, her gaze connecting with each fan's in a heartfelt manner. "Ignore their taunts," she murmured to the girl, yet the mocking voices reverberated, their harshness tarnishing her familiar ground. Critics described it as unremarkable and lacking in boldness. The crowd shifted, their focus fleeting, abandoning Talia to shoulder the burden by herself. In 2016, Kellen Ward made his mark once more. His new single, renowned for its lack of substance, exploded onto the scene with an electrifying beat, yet the lyrics were toxic. "She could very well still have dreams of me. I brought her into the spotlight." The video fell flat, resembling a mock stage featuring a cardboard cutout of Talia, Her expression stuck in that 2010 shock, while Kellen beamed, brandishing a phony award. The online world embraced it, trending everywhere. For nothing captured attention for days, views soaring to new heights. Kellen embraced the tumult, grinning during podcasts, reaffirming his stance in interviews. Talia's great, but the truth is the truth, he remarked with a casual shrug. I allowed her a moment. Days later, Kayla Kensington, Kellen's wife, added fuel to the flames. In 2017, as Talia's silence lingered, Kayla Kensington intensified her resolve. In her reality series, Kensington Nights, she orchestrated a girls' night episode, bringing together influencers to analyze Talia's downfall. With a glass of rose in hand, Kayla replayed the notorious voice clip, a smirk dancing on her lips. She confided in me, performed the song. Kayla deceived, her eyes sparkling for the occasion. The guests gathered. Blogger Tasha V labeled Talia a phony saint, while influencer Leo Cruz scoffed, she's squeezing that victim card for all it's worth. The scene transitioned to a montage featuring Talia's 2010 clip, now slowed down, her astonishment exaggerated with playful cartoon sound effects. Kayla leaned in, her voice dripping with malice. Talia Summers is finished. It's time to cease the charade of her existence. The show gained traction, leading to Talia being scrutinized by fans who once supported her, with their comments turning harsh, labeling her as a hypocrite and a snake. Talia, solitary in her Atlanta apartment, observed the clips without a flicker of surprise, her pen gliding across the page as she crafted fresh lyrics, her determination a smoldering fire within. A reality TV personality known for her striking platinum hair and flair for the dramatic, Kayla shared a low-quality voice recording on Instagram. Kayla asserted that Talia fully endorsed the song, her caption dripping with confidence. No shade intended, just the honest truth. The audio was unclear, featuring a woman's voice, purportedly Talia's, stating, "It's fine, do what you want." Without context or evidence, it was still sufficient. The online world erupted, Talia's messages overwhelmed by a flood of snake emojis, accusations of deceit and betrayal. A trending discussion analyzed her feigned modesty, labeling her a manipulator who had exploited the victim role for attention. Brands such as Luminous Beauty and Starvibe have severed ties with her, citing a misalignment of values. Her summer tour, Soul on Strings, has been called off. Venues cited low ticket sales, yet the reality was harsher. Promoters were averse to the drama. Talia disappeared, leaving behind no interviews, no red carpets, and no music. Her social media fell silent, her website became a void, and the industry murmured that she had broken, perhaps retreating to Tennessee or abandoning music entirely. A tabloid from 2017 asserted that she was waitressing in Knoxville, a harsh falsehood that lingered. Kellen, in the meantime, embraced the momentum, with his album No Apologies achieving platinum status. Kayla's reality show, Kensington Nights, secured a second season, her confident smirk now a staple on billboards. They celebrated in Miami, Paris, and Dubai, as Talia's name slipped away, merely a footnote in their triumphant journey. But Talia wasn't lost. She was in the process of creating anew. In a modest Atlanta studio, away from the limelight, she toiled away. Alone, without a crew or a brand, she stands with a borrowed microphone and a notebook heavy with her struggles. She had slipped in silently, renting a one-bedroom apartment adorned with empty walls and just a solitary chair. Her neighbors were unaware of her name. To them, she was the woman who offered a courteous smile, balancing her groceries as the rain fell around her. She crafted her words in the quiet of the night, her voice becoming more defined, her melodies resonating with greater intensity. She had transformed from the delicate girl of 2010. She was extraordinary, intense, driven, brimming with intention. In the closing months of 2018, a track emerged unexpectedly. What you brought forth was unrefined, evocative, a sharp edge cloaked in softness. Talia's voice carried a distinct quality, deeper and more chilling, marked by the weight of past wounds. They attempted to conceal me, she sang, yet I took root. The scene began in a somber graveyard, Talia emerging from the earth, her white dress tattered yet her eyes burning with intensity. Crimson roses flourished in her presence, their thorns shimmering with a menacing allure. No label supported it, no PR team promoted it, just a post on her revived Instagram captioned, "I'm still here." Time came to a standstill. Devotees, long silent, surged onto her page, weeping in their remarks, pouring out their affection in their shares. New listeners discovered her, captivated by the intensity beneath her serene exterior. The track ascended the charts, reaching number 10, then number 5, and ultimately number 1, all without any radio promotion. Blogs rushed to cover Talia's return. A viral TikTok captured a teenage girl in tears, her caption strikingly heartfelt. "This is for all those who have faced attempts to shatter their spirit." The hashtag #HowTaliaReturns surged in popularity worldwide, gathering millions of posts. A single tweet from an unknown individual with 1,000 followers captured widespread attention. Talia Summers didn't seek revenge. She pursued justice. It received 500,000 likes. Her album, Ruins and Roses, released in 2019, stands as a testament to both anguish and strength. Tracks such as Lovers and Letters, a poignant piano ballad exploring themes of betrayal, and Whispers in the Woods, an electrifying anthem of resilience, struck with the force of a thunderbolt. Critics hailed it as a phoenix's cry, a bold defiance against the industry. The Grammy committee, previously indifferent, has now nominated her for Album of the Year. Her absence at the ceremony conveyed everything that needed to be said. As she claimed victory, the camera shifted to an unoccupied chair, her name resonating in the stillness. Talia's worldwide tour, The Eras Within Me, kicked off in 2020, with stadiums selling out in mere hours. She graced the stage in a modest black gown, her voice standing as the sole embellishment. Admirers adorned themselves with roses in their hair, a tribute to her video, their cheers creating a powerful wave of affection. In London, she halted in the midst of her performance, her gaze sweeping over 80,000 faces. "They told me I was nothing," she stated, her voice unwavering. "You assured me that I was sufficient." The audience erupted, their phones illuminating the darkness like constellations in the night sky.
Videos gained immense popularity.
Talia triumph captured attention for weeks on end. By 2024, she had achieved the remarkable feat of winning Album of the Year at the Stellar Awards 4 times, a record unmatched by anyone. Her label, Rose Thorn Records, which she established on her own, signed emerging artists, providing them with what she once lacked, a voice free from constraints. Kellen Ward, on the other hand, fell apart. Following his rise to fame, his antics became increasingly reckless, sharing wild conspiracy theories, interrupting award ceremonies, and engaging in conflicts with obscure figures. In 2019, he referred to a senator as a puppet during a live broadcast, resulting in the immediate loss of sponsorships from Axis, Goldhouse, and G Corporation. His accounts faced a cycle of bans and unbans. With every passing moment, the number of his followers diminished. By 2021, he had become a shadow of his former self, pleading for podcast opportunities, his dreads losing their luster, his chain sold off. By 2022, Kellen Ward had become a mere echo of his past, desperately seeking to reclaim his significance. At a modest music festival in Miami, he stepped onto the stage, the microphone buzzing, his shirt marked by perspiration. The audience, sparse and fidgety, jeered even before he began. "They have no idea what true talent is," he shouted, his words slurring as he dove into No Chains. In the middle of the song, he noticed a fan wearing a Talia Summers t-shirt, the Rose logo strikingly prominent. Furious, Kellen threw his mic to the floor, breaking it into pieces, and exclaimed, "Talia's nothing without me. I created her." Security pulled him away, his cries diminishing into desperate pleas. The incident gained widespread attention. Clips circulated widely, bearing the caption, "Kellen's done." His last deals fell through as sponsors withdrew, his booking agent vanished without a trace, and his ex issued a permanent ban due to hate speech. A popular discussion unfolded, revealing that Kellen Ward believed he had shattered Talia. She shattered him. Supporters overwhelmed Talia's page with an abundance of roses, their jubilant shouts echoing in celebration of her triumph. A viral clip captured him shouting at a barista with the caption, "When you peak at 25. The world chuckled, yet its laughter held no warmth. Kayla's dissent was subdued yet equally harsh. In 2021, she initiated divorce proceedings, stating irreconcilable differences as the reason. Her skincare line, K-Skin, debuted with great enthusiasm but ultimately faltered. Products were criticized for causing rashes, and her name was ridiculed in the reviews. In 2024, Kayla's troubles reached their zenith as K-Skin, her struggling skincare line, became embroiled in a class action lawsuit. Numerous customers shared images of their red, peeling faces, attributing the issue to her bright glow serum. An explosive revelation uncovered that Kayla had fabricated lab tests, employing inexpensive fillers to save money. At a press conference intended to rescue her, she stood in a trembling spotlight, her platinum hair drooping, her voice faltering. "I apologize, all right?" She hesitated, as the reporters clamored, "What about Talia?" Kayla stood still, tears cascading down her cheeks, and hurried off the stage, her heels stumbling on the carpet. The online world ignited. K-Skin fraud became a hot topic. Her merchandise vanished from stores, and her fortune plummeted to zero. A fan video contrasted Kayla's emotional moment with Talia's speech at the Stellar Awards, captioned, "One lied, one rose." Talia's supporters surged onto X, their enthusiasm overwhelming, echoing her name as Kayla's reign crumbled to dust. She attempted to release an exposé, peeling back the layers of glitz, but it only managed to sell 2,000 copies, primarily to tabloids for mere pennies. In 2023, during a modestly produced talk show, she became emotional, her mascara running down her face. "I placed my trust in the wrong man," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. "I listened to a pure-hearted woman." The crowd erupted in applause, yet the online world remained indifferent. Kayla Karma became a topic of discussion, her attempts at remorse overshadowed by disdain. She disappeared, her Instagram a desolate landscape, her stories mere shadows of herself captured in low light. Talia kept them out of her conversations, avoiding any mention in interviews or her music. When inquired about 2010, she would smile, her gaze keen. "That was ages ago," she'd remark, shifting her focus back to her craft, her admirers. Yet, the world remained unforgotten. In 2022, a documentary titled The Mic Drop explored the scandal, portraying Talia as a hero while casting Kellen and Kayla in the role of villains. It captivated millions, igniting a quest for justice for Talia. A fan-created video perfectly synchronized, showcasing what you inspired, featuring moments from Talia's ascent, her Grammy victory, her tour, and her radiant smile. It reached 10 million views with comments pouring in. She emerged victorious. They attempted to shatter her spirit, but just look at her now. The landscape transformed, and brands clamored for Talia's approval. Luxe Vibe, Moonglow, and even Bianca Monroe's fragrance collection sought her favor. She selected with intention, partnering with principled brands, her image on billboards that subtly conveyed strength, grace, and power. Her childhood home in Memphis, which had once been a rental, was now truly her own. Transformed, a sanctuary for her parents who embraced early retirement. A community center emerged nearby, adorned with rose-painted walls and a stage welcoming young singers. "This is where I began," she remarked at the outset, her voice unwavering. "No one is going to take that from me." In 2024, at the Stellar Awards, Talia graced the stage once more, clutching her 4th Album of the Year trophy. Her gown was a deep red, elegantly understated, her curls cascading freely, her smile serene. The audience rose, their clapping a wave of sound. She gazed outward, her amber eyes glimmering in the light as she spoke in a gentle tone. "They attempted to stifle my voice," she remarked. "The stage is now mine." The atmosphere trembled, devices recording each utterance. The shift occurred online, marking a definitive change. Talia owns it. It trended with fans sharing roses, lyrics, and love. A tweet captured it perfectly. Talia Summers didn't merely return. She transformed the game entirely. Kellen sat at a bar in Atlanta, his phone displaying a cracked screen, the beer in his hand losing its chill. Kayla navigated through X in solitude, her notifications silent. They had become mere shadows, their identities forever linked to Talia's brilliance. She was indifferent to their apologies, their regret. From the ashes of their deceit, she forged a powerful legacy, her foundation stronger than their falsehoods. Talia Summers, the girl who had faced ridicule, labeled a snake, a fraud, had transformed into a beacon, not of revenge but of ascendance. Her voice, once taken away, now resonated in every corner. Once claimed, her stage belonged solely to her. If this narrative brings to mind a real individual, someone who once graced the stage, faced humiliation, endured silence, or was underestimated, please share her name in the comments. For every public collapse, there lies a hidden tempest. And behind every resurgence, there's a flame that has always continued to glow. If you think that every woman who faced mockery, dismissal, or accusations of being a fraud deserves her chance to shine, then take a moment to engage rather than just scroll past. Enjoy this video, spread the word, and join our community by subscribing to the channel. Your support illuminates these hidden narratives and restores strength to the voices that were previously silenced. We must ensure that her name remains etched in memory forever.